the chair! Not on the chair! Not the powerbomb on the chair! Lightning spiral! Lightning spiral! It's over!
It's your 3XWrestling.
Watch out!
Champion, the Rebel, Jeremy Wyatt.
Jeremy Wyatt with the chair to the back of Jenny Riggs. Now hit Skylar Pierce. Jeremy Wyatt wisely dodges out of there. Brady, you gotta give it up for Jeremy Wyatt, able to retain the title out of that.
To sense what the audience thought.
Oh, what a tiger bomb! It's over. Rory Fox is your victor.
By pinfall, Rory Fox.
Bradley Bennett, you gave me a hell of a match tonight. You gave me a true test. But once again, Rory Fox prevailed. I'm on a roll. First it was Brady Desire, Ryan Slade, Sir Bradley Charles, and tonight Brad Bennett. And now that brings us to next month, February 6th. I finally get that opportunity I've been waiting for. Jeremy Wyatt, Rory Fox, one more time for the 3XW Championship. And although I've been gone for 4 years, Jeremy, you became the belt collector. You've won championships all over the Midwest. Well, I was a belt collector in Texas. And in fact, I defeated you once for the 3XW Championship. And I got to tell you, Jeremy, you are great. You are the best in the Midwest. But I think on that one night, I can be just a little bit better for the 3XW Championship. February 6th, Jeremy Wyatt, I'm looking forward to it.
Whew. Nate Red Wing, dude, you earned my respect tonight. I gotta hand it to you. You are every bit the beast that people say you are, but tonight wasn't your night. You see, one day in the not so distant future, you're gonna be the man. I'm gonna put you over. You're gonna be the man in this area. But right now, I'm the man. And I will continue to be the man until I leave this ring. You know, tonight was dubbed Year of the Rebel. And it's appropriate because this is the final year. This is the final year for Jeremy Rebel Wyatt. And that leads to next month. Next month is February. We're going to take a stroll down memory lane. Man, I have a little bit of history with Rory Fox. You and I, a good 4 or 5 years ago, used to beat the hell out of each other. Month after month after month. We're going to get to do it again for good old time's sake.
Not bad win out there tonight, Jeremy Wyatt. Not bad at all. Good luck hanging on to that belt, though. I think your time's about up.
Good luck winning a match. I think your time is about up.
We'll see about that.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 3X Wrestling's Outside the Ring. I am Jeremy Jacob, joined with the host of the Wrestle Nerds podcast, Austin Buckner. And Austin, we have a lot to talk about, starting with the heart-wrenching and heartfelt battle that Jeremy Wyatt had, able to retain the 3X Wrestling Championship belt and keep the Year of the Rebel moving forward despite all the odds.
Yeah, we knew Red Wing was going to be literally one of the biggest challenges of Jeremy Wyatt's life, and despite the outside interference from Skylar Pierce, despite the outside interference from JD Riggs, Jeremy Wyatt still your 3X Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
And not to mention, someone has claimed their stake as the next contender, a former heavyweight champion here in 3X Wrestling, Rory Fox. He's, a little bit of a shady tactics from him that we're not used to seeing. It's going to be interesting to see how those two match up going forward here, knowing that will be our main event on February 6th. And what a main event that's going to be. Austin, what are your thoughts on the newfound, tactics of Rory Fox?
Yeah, it was interesting to see Rory Fox kind of resort to some I don't want to say dirty tactics, but some different strategies in the ring against Brandon Bennett. And it'll be interesting to see if he uses that style, uses those strategies against Jeremy Wyatt on February 6th. When I started going to 3X Wrestling, one of the first big shows that Brian and I, my podcast co-host, went to was the 5th year anniversary show, a ladder match between Rory Fox and Jeremy Wyatt. And if this match is half as good as that ladder match, you're going to see an incredible contest on February 6th, that's for sure.
Not only do we have that huge main event, but also the tag team championships will be on the line as the Wang Chung Warriors defend the titles against the King Brothers, and they don't even have the belts to defend. We saw the return of the King Brothers last month at 3X Wrestling. They came in at the end of the match, they knocked out the Wang Chung Warriors, and they stole the 3X Wrestling Tag Team Championship belts.
Yeah, I think it says a lot about the kind of impact the King Brothers can have on 3X Wrestling by coming in, taking those belts, and automatically shooting themselves up to the contendership spot. There's a lot of tag teams here in 3X Wrestling. The King Brothers are #1 right now because of that beatdown, because of that attack.
Our cameras were able to catch up with both of these two teams leading into this big tag team matchup. They got a lot of words to say, and we're going to check out that video right now.
Beat down for great. Okay, here's the cameraman right here. I'm gonna tell you guys something that you already know. Okay, when we lost our tag team titles, none of us were pinned. It was our manager, Skylar Pierce. Now, to me, that seems like we should still be the champions. On top of, I had a knee injury, so I worked injured. You know what? Big freaking deal. Because we're coming after you guys.
Wang Chung Warriors. You haven't been in the ring in a match with the Kings yet. Not the Burger Kings. The King Brothers. And when we get a hold of you, we're gonna knock your freaking heads off!
Man, oh God, where's our belts, brother?
What?
Where's our belts? Who are those guys? Where do they come from? What is going on here?
All I saw was like these two guys in black come up, beat me up, take the belts.
I know that being champions means we're fighting champions, and we're gonna fight. We need to know who we're fighting. Who are
Yeah, come on, seriously. How come every match we get attacked by somebody? Could somebody just meet us face to face? I don't know, like wrestle.
What is this?
That's a Burger King.
Burger King? No way. King Brothers. They're back. Oh. King Brothers. You know what? Next month, I'm bringing Fist of Fury, and we're both. That's right. Fist of Furies and our dragons entered. King Brothers, you're going down.
Where he was able to jackknife the arm over the top rope there.
See, that's why you don't get flashy.
No, Rockwell tried to flip up over the back of Mad Dog McDowell and landed awkwardly there on that. I mean, you and I have both seen men tear quads doing less.
See, the referee hasn't officially ended the match now. Mad Dog McDowell needs to attack Jimmy Rockwell. This is what he lacks.
The referee's in there checking out Jimmy Rockwell. From up here, Rockwell with a paintbrush there. Maybe Rockwell might be playing possum. To your credit, Mad Dog might have to get in there on that. Never trusted Jimmy Rockwell. We saw what Adam Pearce did here last month. Oh, what a slam there from Mad Dog. Mad Dog doesn't want to, maybe Rockwell is hurt.
Your winner by pinfall. Mad Dog. Whoa.
Mad Dog McDowell gets the pinfall there, but Jimmy Rockwell, he seems to be hurt seriously here, and this is something nobody wants to see.
Ain't your fun, man. It's not your fun.
We've got Commissioner Todd Countryman down there to see what's going on here. Rockwell, 4 or 5 officials out there, some help from the back. Rockwell's is in a bad shape right now.
And landed on his leg wrong.
I mean, nobody likes, you don't like to see this at all. Brady, you and I, you know, we've been in there. You don't like to see a guy's livelihood be taken out. I mean, Jimmy Rockwell, he's got a wife, he's got a baby girl on the way. They just found out 2 days ago. You know, I believe Jeremy Rod just left the booth up here to go down and check.
You know, what people need to understand is what we do in that ring to entertain them. We put our own bodies at risk.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you and I have all had the arguments. It's perceived as fake, but I mean, like you said it best. What we do out there, we put our body, and then you were smart to get out. You and I both smart to get out while our bodies were showing signs of not being able to take what we put them through. I mean, maybe Jimmy Rockwell might have just. I mean, it's sad to say, but he might have just wrestled his last match here tonight.
I want to say something. Now we're getting wrestling.
Get back up if I sit down.
Just leave. You need anything?
I'm sorry, buddy.
Hey!
I'm not, I mean...
Haven't you done enough?
Yeah, we're out there wrestling. I don't know
Yeah,
what
no, I
happened.
know you were wrestling. Taking cheap shots? Is that how you operate?
No, I had no choice.
No choice but to take a cheap shot on somebody who was already down? Jesus, you gotta weigh him by 100 pounds, okay? You don't gotta be so brutal on him. You know who's been here since my very first day of training? Jimmy Rockwell. He's been here this entire time. No one's ever taken a cheap shot on him until now. No, hey, you've done enough. Hey, why don't you get out of here? You'll hurt somebody else.
I didn't mean to hurt anybody.
Oh, you didn't mean to hurt anybody. That's always how it goes. It's an easy excuse. Convenient. Get out of here, Mad Dog. You've done enough. No.
Take me home.
Come on, man.
I wonder what Ravishing Ryan Slade has in store for his Ravishing Roundup. Brand new talk show. First ever guest, Mad Dog McDowell. And he's obviously taken issue with Mad Dog, claiming that he has hurt people on purpose. But I know Mad Dog inside and outside of this profession. And I know Mad Dog would never have intentionally damaged Jimmy Rockwell.
No, not at all. Mad Dog, very emotional after that match. Didn't even want to pin Jimmy Rockwell for the victory. And so it's unfortunate thing that happened. And Mad Dog hopefully can explain himself to not only Ryan Slade, but all of the 3X Wrestling fans.
No one wants to see anybody get injured in there, even if it's a longtime rival. We all know that they've got a family to support, food that has to be put on the table, bills that have to be paid, and a guy gets hurt and that takes away his livelihood. No one wants to see that happen inside a ring ever. And it's going to be interesting to see what goes on in Ravishing Ryan Slade's Ravishing Roundup. Also, what is going on with Craig Kieseman, Todd Countryman? This mystery letter from a future investor. Obviously, it had Craig Kieseman off of his game in that match with Delicious Devin Carter. And it just consumed everything that Craig Kieseman does going forward.
Yeah, Craig Kieseman, always a professional. He puts the professional in professional wrestler. And that envelope, that letter, that took him completely out of the match. So it's got to be something important to Craig Kieseman. I don't know how he's involved with this new investor, but it's interesting to say the least.
It's very interesting. I mean, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered as far as who wrote the letter, what's in the letter, why the letter was even given to Countryman, why he brought it out and chose that time frame. I mean, we had a 2.5-hour show that he could have introduced it. We've got all this usage here on YouTube that he could have somewhere came out and said, hey, these guys are going to be future investors. But he pinpointed that time to introduce this letter. I mean, the questions are mind-boggling as far as I'm concerned. But that is all, unfortunately, we have time for here on this edition of 3X Wrestling's Outside of the Ring. For Austin Buckner, host of the Wrestle Nerd Podcast, I am Jeremy Jacobs, and we leave you with this right now, a moment that Austin and I both felt very emotional about. Gage Octane sadly wrestled his final matchup here in 3X Wrestling. And Austin, I know you and I had just huge fans of Gage Octane.
Yeah, Octane, one of the first guys that I really fell in love with in the ring. I started watching 3X Wrestling when Octane was part of the Gentleman's Club. And to see him finally get his hands on Brian Ash in his last match was great. And congratulations on a successful retirement to Gage Octane and many, many years, many, many matches here in 3X Wrestling.